You know, I keep hearing about fraud, waste, and abuse. The Biden administration, fraud, waste, and abuse. Department of Veteran Affairs, fraud, waste, and abuse. Department of Health and Human Services, fraud, waste, and abuse. We need to shed the fat. I've been hearing about this all the time, and I'm kind of tired of hearing the words. I first heard about fraud, waste, and abuse in the military. That's what they teach us. It's one of our annual trainings. They talk about fraud, waste, and abuse. Being prudent with taxpayers' money. You don't want to go out there and buy a color printer if your office don't use color printers. Why do you need a color printer? You don't want to print personal things at work because that's waste, that's fraud, that's abuse of the system. You don't want to go and buy these type pens. You want to go buy the cheaper pens because if you go buy the more expensive pens, that's fraud, waste, and abuse. There's even a hotline where you can go and contact the DOD Inspector General or the DOD IG to report fraud, waste, and abuse. We have Inspector General departments at local bases. In some small bases, not so much, but there's still an IG there. But for the larger bases or for the region, there is an IG locally that you can contact. And we also have road shows where Inspector General goes around for the region or for the DOD and they do inspections. I've done 3. Just solely on my MOS, but I've done 3. And I'm showing my age when I say this, but I've been a part of the Department of Defense for 25 years in and out of uniform. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing about fraud, waste, and abuse because it's not us that's committing the fraud, waste, and abuse. Yeah, every now and then I'll mistake a pen for my pen and take it home. But for the most part, we, the lowly people on the bottom, are not committing the fraud, waste, and abuse. It's the administrations. Every last administration, Republican, Democrat, Whig, anti-Mason, every administration, I'm talking about all of them, that are out there spending millions, if not billions of dollars on bullshit. And you wonder why the barracks look like crap. You wonder why all the military, I don't care what branch you serve, do not want to live in the barracks on their base. They want to go out in town because the barracks are crap and you make us clean crap. How the hell you gonna make us clean up mold when we know the mold is gonna grow back because the AC is blowing fucking mold? But hey, it's no problem. We got that $1 billion Osprey, didn't we? And now let me just focus on the MAGA administration because they love saying fraud, waste, and abuse. And I'm trying to figure out if everybody is committing fraud, waste, and abuse, why has nobody gone to jail? If they're saying, oh my God, the Biden administration committed so much fraud, they committed so much waste and abuse, why has nobody been prosecuted? That's the frustrating part. That's the part that's pissing off Americans. Why the fuck are you saying there was fraud committed? Legitimate, verifiable, in your face, primary source fraud, but nobody has been indicted. No grand jury has been set. Nobody has been subpoenaed. Nobody is going to jail. That's why Americans are becoming disillusioned with both political parties. And it doesn't help that Donald Trump and his MAGA administration went out on day 1 and started firing a lot of the inspectors general, the people that are supposed to be unbiased, to go in there with an unbiased eye and look at how you're spending the taxpayers' money. Why did you fire those people? Is it because of political reasons? Is it because they didn't fit your MAGA agenda? Or were you trying to hide something? And the reason why we ask that question is because nobody has gone to jail for the very reasons why you said they were fired. And in their budget that they're doing right now, in the MAGA budget, they're talking about taking $800 to $900 billion from Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid because they're saying there are citizens out there committing fraud by getting money they should not be getting. But it's funny how nobody has been prosecuted, subpoenaed, arrested, or anything. So if there is fraud, be like Missouri, the show me state, and show me. What do you think?